Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video we're going to be doing a match review of the Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham game, which was last night, and it ended in a 2-0 win to Tottenham. You had to say overall was a hard fought victory, and I definitely feel like Spurs definitely deserved all 3 points from like the chances we had, the way we were kind of playing at times. Obviously it wasn't a brilliant performance. There were a few iffy moments here and there. There were like obviously the red card with Basuma, some not so composed on the ball, a few mistakes from certain players that don't usually have mistakes, and we're going to talk about it. So be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And without further ado, we'll get straight into this video, so let's go. Okay, so I feel like the first half, say the first sort of 20-25 minutes, Spurs had majority of the ball. We were in control. We had that one chance with Son. I think Kulu did a through ball and Son had a shot on goal. Usually that's probably a situation in which Son would score, but unlike him, he didn't score. And it sort of hit the goalkeeper, and that was like really only for like the best, like sort of the best chance for like the majority of that first half. Obviously before we actually did score at the end of at the end of the first half, but yeah. And then after that we sort of had more control, we had more of the ball, and then sort of Forest sort of grew into some confidence, and they started playing a little bit better. Some Spurs players were making some mistakes, like Sarr kept getting the ball away, Basuma kept losing the ball, and all this stuff that everyone just kept losing the ball, and it's sort of a little bit shaky, a bit nervy, and that really like affected our performance. And we weren't really, the first like control we had at the start of the game, we didn't really have it. And then luckily because we struggled with Nottingham Forest, like we struggled to break them down, like apart from that Son chance, like throughout that like first half before we actually scored, we were just struggling creativity, and we just could not manage to break them down. But what a cross from Kulu though. He, like, the way he sort of like stepped up even more like so far in the past few games has been immense, and that cross was just top it off. And obviously Richarlison getting the header, and I'm so happy for Richarlison. You know, it's 3 goals in 2 games, and it's the first time in like since he's been at Spurs where he scored in 2 consecutive games. Vicario again, outstanding. Like I still can't believe we got him for like 17 million, and he, like, the way he's performed in like these 16 games now, I have no words. Like, honestly, immense. Obviously Porro again, outstanding. I thought Davis as well, outstanding. Like, we're seeing like his best performances in the Spurs shirt with Davis. Romero back to his best. Okay, so the first half was weird. Let's talk about this, like the ref. We're going to discuss the ref because some of his decision making was just like not the Basuma red card. Like I can like that, I'm not gonna really like moan about, because those get given as red cards, and like his boot was high and everything, and he caught it. So yeah, I'm not gonna argue against that red card. But the way Nottingham Forest players, the amount of fouls they gave away, the amount, like Son got kicked like 6 times like near the start of the game. Not a foul, no cards given. And Nottingham Forest player didn't get booked until like the 82nd minute. Things that I thought were yellow cards, like asking for a player to get booked, I thought that was a yellow card. Yet that Yates player did it like twice. Did he get booked? Nope, you didn't get booked for it. No, the ref just let it go. Like, so I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna give yellow cards for that, make it consistent, because there's no point in like just some refs being like, oh, that's a yellow card, and then only certain players getting yellow cards for it when like other people do it and they're not getting yellow cards. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna give yellow cards for that, give every player who does it a yellow card. Another thing was talking about Basuma again, but like, just to do with like his first sort of sending off, the second yellow card he received was for diving. Yet every game I've watched this season, I haven't seen a player get booked for diving. That's an odd one. Basuma being a player get booked for diving, and it ends up being his second yellow card, he gets sent off. Yeah, like Sterling against Tottenham, for instance, he dived like twice. Did he get booked? No, he didn't get booked for it. So I feel like the inconsistencies are like really showing, and it's just like a standard of refereeing. And like, I'm not going to sit here and just complain about the rest, because at the end of the day, Tottenham did win the game. And yes, we went down to 10 men, and I'm not complaining about the red card. Like, the red card, like, I'm going to make that clear. Like, I'm not complaining about the red card. Like, it was deserved red card. Like, let's be real here. Basuma shouldn't have gone into that challenge like that. And at this moment, it being his second red card, it's like, okay, you need to like take responsibility and stand up and like not be so rash and like not do things like that. So we're not going to see Basuma again probably until like after he comes back from AFCON, which is what it is. But like, obviously not, it's a problem, but I'm not going to say complain about it. It's just Nottingham Forest were getting away with a lot, and I don't know why that is. Like, was it the crowd? Was it their fans like putting them under pressure? Like, it doesn't make sense, because the amount of fouls they're giving away, Yates probably should have got sent off. Like, not probably, the amount of challenges he was putting in, the amount of fouls he was giving away, like, he definitely should have got sent off. Like, he should have got 2 yellows in that game. There was another Forest player as well that was really booked, and he made this foul that should have been a yellow card, but the ref decides not to give a yellow card, and it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And like, it felt like he was on their side, and like everything like he was giving away was just going against Spurs. And it's just like, I felt like a lot of that things have happened. What other game was it? There was another game where like the refereeing was just bad, and it feels like ever since that Liverpool game where we gained points from that decision, we're not going to talk about it, but since then the refereeing has just been just bad. And I know every team gets it, like, don't get me wrong, like, it's a very common thing, but it's just like this, like, just standard, like, things that should be yellow card not gonna be yellow card. But if it was a Spurs player, oh, that's yellow card. And also, can we talk about these commentators, right? Like, last night, the way they were talking, it was like they wanted for us to get back into the game. Every time a player put in a challenge that was a Tottenham player, it's like you get all the sound effects, like Gary Neville going, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like the Davies challenge, right? Where he went strongly in, like, yeah, he did. But it wasn't a foul. He literally got the ball, like, and it's just like this. Because I think just because Romero got sent off against Chelsea, all of a sudden, Spurs are labelled with this, like, lack of discipline, lack of being, like, a dirty team, like we're malicious and all that. It's like, what? Where's that, like, where's it come? Yes, I feel like maybe Basuma does lack a bit of discipline at times, considering it's like a second red card. But it was nothing malicious in the challenges, and it's like, he's not like he's totally gone out there to injure them or anything. He was going for a bouncing ball. He ends up catching the player high on their shin, whatever. He gets punished for it. Like, there's nothing malicious in that. The Romero, there was nothing malicious in that. He got the ball. He won the ball. And the first, Udogie, maybe the first yellow card, you could say, oh, a bit naive and whatnot. And then his second yellow card was just desperation, which he shouldn't have done. And that, again, right, we're going to talk, right, Udogie's yellow card. What in God's name was that? That was not even a foul. That was not a foul. That was not worthy of a yellow card. And now Udogie misses Everton game because of this ref who decides to give him a yellow card for that. Like, I don't get it. That's not a yellow card. That's never been a yellow card. And the fact that he was given a yellow card is really still annoying. But yeah, that I just need to mention that, because the ref just, he was pissing me off. But when don't they? Oh my God. And yeah, like, these commentators, like, all this, like, we've been painted with this brush that every single Spurs player is just dirty and like malicious, and they just go out kicking people left, right and centre and constantly getting a red card. It's like every game you get a red card. Like, that's not it. Like, yes, we've had red cards, like, not gonna lie, we've had 4, 2 in one game, and then yeah, but there's nothing malicious in them. They haven't, like, no challenge has been like really that bad. And the way people reacting to Basuma's red card last night, I'm just like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad of a challenge. Yes, it was a red card, but it wasn't the worst you could get with a, like, worst red card challenge in the world. Like, it wasn't that bad, if we're being honest. There was not really much force in it. He catches him, yeah, you know, hands up, he does catch him and whatnot, but it wasn't that bad of a challenge. Like, let's be real. But we've only had like red cards in 3 games. Like, yes, that's probably more than you should be getting, but it's not like every single game there's like a red card. So I feel like lack of discipline maybe in some individuals, but for the whole team, like, that's just like a fantasy. Like, that's not real. And yeah, I don't know why. It's like whenever a Tottenham player goes in for a challenge, they just think, they're gonna get a red card. It's like, what? Like, I don't understand his narrative now. Like, it's ridiculous, and hopefully it doesn't last the whole season, because if I'm gonna have to listen to commentators going, every time a Tottenham player goes in for a challenge, I'm gonna lose my marbles. I'm gonna lose my mind, because it just ain't it. Second half, I feel like Forest, you know, we're in it a bit. But I felt like, and then we sort of gained a bit more control. And wait, we need to go back to the first half, because obviously Brennan Johnson gets that head injury. Luckily, it's only a cut and not like concussion or anything, so he should be okay for the Everton game. But that looked nasty. That did look nasty, and it's unfortunate it had come off. I would say he was having the greatest of games. I felt like his like lack of quality in the final third was a problem, but other than that, I felt like he was playing well, and he really was only on like for 36 minutes, so it's not like he could show much more than what he was showing, because he didn't need to come off. Obviously, from Son's pressing, their goalkeeper Matt Turner makes a mistake. He kicks the ball out, goes straight to Kulusevski. Kulusevski runs at his man, runs and scores, and we go 2-0 up. And you're thinking, at this point, this is perfect. It was a bit iffy there and then. I didn't even mention the offside goal because it wasn't that important, but they did get a goal in the first half. But it was offside. I think it was it the first half or was it the second half? No, second half. Second half. They got that offside goal, which 3 players were offside. Like, it was so clear. Don't know why it took so long. Anyways, didn't count. Good. And as we go 2-0 up, we've got control of the game. This is what you need. Obviously, being 1-0 was a bit iffy, because like, they could easily get a chance and like equalise. But going 2-0 up was important, and if we could get a third, I'd have taken it. Like, we could just get a third, and then we could definitely kill off the game. Even though 2-0 would have practically killed the game if we did go down to 10 men. Oh my god. Yeah, so then we get that goal, and of course, a couple of minutes later, here comes Basuma, makes that challenge. Initially, the ref gives a yellow card, and you're thinking, oh, he's going to be suspended for the Everton game. No, VR looks at it and it's like, yeah, we feel like this is serious foul play. And then obviously the goalkeeper goes to the monitor. Like, no, the ref goes to the monitor, looks at the challenge. Obviously, it's all like, let's be real, like, it's always gonna look worse in slow motion. Gets there, changes his mind, gives the red card, and we're down to 10 men for a third game. And you're thinking, great, there's still like, what, 20 minutes to go, if that. You're thinking, oh my god, it's 2-0 against 10 men. We're still going to play that high line for life. And like, 1 goal from Forest could easily change the game. But I felt like we definitely like stepped up and basically controlled the game. Like, obviously Forest were having some more of the ball, and like, they had a chance, which, oh my god, it was from a corner, and Vicario saved that with his feet. How he kept that out, I still don't know. Like, I see it and I'm like, how the hell do you keep that out? Like, yes, it was like kind of straight at him, but like the way he managed, like, he deserved that clean sheet. Like, he deserved a clean sheet against Newcastle. He deserved that clean sheet against Crystal Palace. And it's just unfortunate that he just hasn't been able to get a clean sheet. But then he gets a clean sheet in this game, and it's obviously we haven't had a clean sheet since I can't even what game it was. Like, I think it was 8 games without a clean sheet. But now Vicario has the most clean sheets in the Premier League, so that's all good. But yeah, he was magnificent. My God. And yeah, so they had that was like sort of their only like real chance. They had a few other half chances which they probably could have done better with. But obviously when we go down to 10 men, I felt like the subs really came on and really like helped us control that game, and it's just unfortunate we had to be down to 10 men again, because otherwise we probably would have seen that game out more comfortably and I wouldn't have been so stressed, and it wouldn't have been such like a nervy sort of game towards the end. But we dug deep. It wasn't the prettiest of performances, but we still played good football at times, and I feel like these are the sort of games where these games are going to happen, but the most important thing is just to get the 3 points, is what we did. And I thought the players really stepped up. Kulusevski's been stepping up, like I said. And I felt like majority of the players had a good performance. Basuma, we'll discuss, like, I feel like we could discuss that, but yeah, and it's just brilliant to see. And obviously it's back-to-back to wins for the first time since, I don't know, because we went on that like 4-game losing streak, but the results definitely didn't really show the performance, but we took the chances when we got them. And yeah, we move on to Everton. It's just good to get another 3 points, and then obviously we're still 5th, but we like moved on to the same points as Man City. But obviously Man City are winning now, so they go 3 points above us again. But we're still in that race for top 4. We're 4 points off the top. I'm not going to mention a title race, but I feel like it's good within context to see how we're not that far off, even though we did lose 4 games on the bounce. So well, it's not on a bounce, but we lost four games with that 5-game period. So I feel like it's just important to put that into context, that we're still in the race for top 4, even with those like losses. And I don't know what it is, but it's like we lose players to suspension, and then like we can't lose any more players because we're already like fit on the ground as it is. And it's just one of those things that it's like Ange constantly has to deal with this and find solutions, and like, but he's done well so far, and I have faith that he can find more solutions. But it's going to be interesting to see what midfield we'll go with against Everton, with Basuma can't be involved. Obviously I feel like Sarr, maybe Højbjerg will have to come in. I would still stick with Kulusevski in the middle, like I still would. If Johnson is able to play, because that's what we're hearing, I would feel like Kulusevski should be in the middle. I mean, Lo Celso should be back, so maybe he'll be on the bench. But I'm not like, obviously we're going to be missing Udogie, so it might, Emerson will probably play left back. It's kind of an issue, but we literally have no other option unless Ange is going to come up with something really, really unique and creative, but we'll see. But there we have, guys, that is my match review for the Forest game. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know down below what are your thoughts of the game. And my next video will be play ratings. Bye, guys.